FullMonday.com Project Management Tutorial for Beginners 2023. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing great and are having an amazing day. I bring you back with yet another great tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be discussing about how you can use Monday.com and use it to your benefit. It's one of the top project management softwares out there. You have probably heard of it through ads, so just keep watching this video till the end and listen to all the instructions I have to provide you with, and if you do that properly, then I guarantee you that by the end of this video you're gonna properly know how to use Monday.com and create a good project management software for yourself. So first of all, what we need to do is obviously we're gonna go to Monday.com. So once we're here, we can see Monday.com, a new way of working. Monday.com Work OS is an open platform where anyone can create the tools they need to run every aspect of their work. So we're going to go here to their main website, Monday.com, a platform built for a new way of working. Now, obviously, Monday.com is a huge platform with a whole lot of variety of things. Like, we're obviously going to get into the project management, but you also have creative design, software development, marketing, sales and CRM, task management, HR, operations, and much, much more. So we're going to be getting into a lot of that, but obviously the main thing we're here for is project management. And once we choose that, what we're going to do is we're going to click on Get Started. And once we click on Get Started, it says, welcome to Monday.com, get started. It's free, no credit card required. So obviously it asks you for your email to sign you up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be using a temporary email, but if you're doing this for the long run, I recommend you use your proper email. So I'm just going to add in my email. I'm going to click on continue. Once I click on continue, here it says set up your account. So I'm just going to enter my name. There we go. Then it says enter your password. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter my password. Then it asks you for your account name. You can change it to whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to click on continue. So, hey, what brings you here today? It could be work, it could be personal, school, or nonprofits. You can choose any of them. Depends on whatever you're here for. What best describes your current role? It could be like any of these: business owner, team leader, team member, freelancer, director, C-level VP. You can choose any one of these. But please do make sure to choose the correct one, because according to this, Monday.com creates the whole project management overview for you. So let's say I'm the team leader and I'm going to click on continue. How many people are on your team? So you're going to choose the amount of people. I'm going to go with 6 to 10 for now. And how many people work at your company? So you can like go with any amount of people. I'm going to go with this much. I'm going to click on continue. Select what you would like to manage first. You can always add more in the future. So yes, do remember you can always change the previous settings that you just added in the future as well. So you can choose whatever you'd like to manage. It could be product management, finance, HR and recruiting, IT, again, sales and CRM, operations, PMO, education, nonprofits, and much, much more. So you can manage all of these things. Let's say I'll go with the product management for now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on next. Select what would you like to focus on first. Help us tailor the best experience for you. It could be a release plan, sprint planning, product roadmap, project management, or other things. So focus on the release plan first. I'm going to click on continue. And last question, how did you hear about us? You can choose any one of these, doesn't really matter, and then you can click on next. Now, once you click on next, what it's going to do is it's going to load you up into this interface where it says invite your teammates, collaborate with your team to get the most out of Monday.com. Invite with link anyone with @xof.com email. So what you can do is you can copy this and you can send it to maybe your team, maybe your group of, let's say, WhatsApp group you have of your business, or maybe you have a group on Microsoft Teams, or maybe on Slack. You can send this link over there and you can ask the people to just click on it and join. So what this is going to do is they're going to directly join your project management board. Or you can just individually invite them with the email, and you can set their designation, like if you want them to come as admin or member. Like let's say you're inviting your boss, Obviously, you can invite your boss as a member, so you can invite them as an admin. So you can individually invite them, and you can also choose allow automatic signups with this email. Like, automatic signups won't have them create a whole account before coming into the project management board. It will sign them up immediately. So once you've done that, you can click on invite your team. It doesn't really matter, like, you don't have to invite just now, you can invite them later as well. So here it says, let's start working together. Give your board a name, example marketing plan, sales pipeline, quarterly roadmap. So it totally depends on you. You can name it new product, just name it like that randomly. In monday.com, boards are the place where all your content lives. Okay, here it says select one of the items you would like to manage. It could be your projects, it could be your tasks, or you can just name them customly. Like, you can call them projects, you can call them tasks, or you can call them whatever you like. I'd say you call them tasks, because projects is just like it's an off-putting of a word. So task sounds better. Here it says add a view layout. Transform the way you see and manage your work with more unique views. You can always add more later. So these are different views. If you don't know what these views are, this is basically your table view. This is your Kanban view. You're probably familiar with your Kanban view. It's if you've used like something like Trello or something like that, you've had these views. These are the Kanban views for your tasks, and basically you can just view tasks in these ways. So here's your table view. This is the basic view that you get on project management softwares. So you can use this. This is a very good view. Here's the Kanban view. This is also a very good view because it's really easy to like set things up in this, and you can easily drag and drop them in other places. Then here's the Gantt view. This is basically a timeline view for different tasks. And then of course there's the main timeline view, which is like any other timeline. Here's the cards view. I wouldn't recommend this. I'm not a big fan of this. It's just too much. It's a bit strange, so I wouldn't recommend the cards view. And then there's obviously the proper calendar view. But to start things up, I just recommend going with the main table view because it just makes things more easier. You're going to name your tasks, and you're going to click on next. Now, don't worry. You can rename your tasks. Don't worry. Like, I'm just saying this again. You can change everything you just did again. This is just to get yourself started. So group tasks to better organize your work. So you can group, this group of tasks. You can call it this week. Like, I want these tasks done this week. And then next week you can keep other groups of tasks. And then, yeah. So once you do that, all you need to do is you're going to click on get started. And here we are. This is, we have entered into our monday.com main dashboard. This is our main frame. This is where all the work is going to happen. So we're going to be talking about all the features one by one. We're going to talk about every single thing that you see on this whole page. And yeah, we're going to know fully how you can use monday.com. So first of all, let's discuss, as I was saying, you can go back and keep changing the things that you want to change. So you're going to go on task one, and look at that. You can just change the name of the task one. It's really simple. Again, you can go on task 2 to change the name, task 3, and yeah, vice versa. Okay, so this is the start conversation section. Basically, you can start conversations or add comments about tasks to make it more engaging, make your team more engaged and stuff like that. This is the person corner, like who you're gonna assign this task to, and you can add more people that you want to assign it to. And what's going to happen is it's going to be assigned to them in this person's tab, and they're going to see it and they're going to know, oh, it's assigned to me. So they're just going to come here, they're going to click on it, and they're going to start working on it. This is the status bar. This is obviously, this tells if they're working on it, if they're stuck, if they're done, or if they have any issue with it, they're going to go with the gray one. Here's the date section. They can change the dates if they want to. And this is an all label. Basically, if they click on this, they can just change it, and that's it. And obviously, this is the next week tab. And do not worry, you can keep on adding more groups. Like you can add more groups of tabs like this week, next week, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. Just keep adding more groups for as many tasks and group projects that you have. And then obviously, let's talk about how you can add a task. So you're gonna go to your designated group and you're gonna come down here and you're gonna click over here where it says add task. And over here, you can just write task 4 and you're just gonna click on enter and look at that. That's added a task. And if you wanna add a new task from here, you can just click on either you want to add a new group of tasks, you can import tasks as well, or just add a normal new task. And yeah, just name it. Let's say I'm gonna name this task 1. And what you can do now is you can drag this over here. So let's say you want to drag tasks as well. You can just drag it using the drag and drop tool. Now that we know how to add ourselves tasks, let's discuss how you can like tell someone what is actually gonna happen in a task. So for that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the task. And once you click on that, look at this. Here it says write and update. And basically, here is where you're gonna update the people on what's gonna happen in this task. So you can write, hi, please write to make our, let's say, IT product in the given time limit. And then you can give them details and criteria down here and stuff like that. And you can maybe make your upper text bold to like give it more, to give it more importance. You can underline it if you want to. And you can add more things just to make your text look better. You can give it a checklist, like someone can check it out if they're done, stuff like that. You can add files to give them references, like if you want your, let's say, how do I explain? If you want your task to be like some certain file, you can add files to make it look just like that and make your give your workers basically an overview of how the file should actually look like. Then you can also go in files and add more files, like maybe if you want to tell them, yeah, use this file, like you can add Photoshop, like this person over here, you can add Photoshop and tell them, yeah, use Photoshop. Photoshop is what needs to be used. And this is obviously the activity log, like you can see what activity has been going on in your tasks basically. So that is how you add details in tasks and much more. Now you can do it same for all the other tasks, and it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy stuff. There's like nothing too off about it. And then obviously, as I told you, just keep adding new groups, like 2 weeks later. That's right, 2 weeks later. There we go. And then you can add tasks and much more. Add the person, put in a status, and much more. And this is like pretty easy and basic stuff. Like this is just the starter up stuff, like all the things you can do to just promote work, promote your project, and tell your people how to do it. And that's pretty basic stuff. And I'm pretty sure that you have gotten the hang of it just by looking at what I was doing. Now, this is the table view. Now, you're probably wondering that I told you like a few minutes back in the video that you have different views, like the Kanban, the Gantt view, the calendar view, the cards view, and stuff like that. You're probably wondering, how are you supposed to get that? Let me show you. You're going to come here, you're going to click on this plus sign besides main table where it says add view. And over here, you have table view, dashboard view, chart view, Kanban view, Gantt view, cards view, forms, files gallery view, and much more. You can also add more apps. But yeah, if you want to change your view, you can just go, like, let's say I want a dashboard view. And don't worry, it doesn't close this view of yours. It just opens a new tab with the same view. And over here, it gives you your first widget. Like, let's say you want a dashboard view of what type. Now, let's say I want a battery widget. And look at that. Basically, according to the things or the status you have inserted, it creates a status over here. So let's say I'm going to come here and I'm going to change this from done to stuck. If I come on dashboard, look at that. It changed itself as well. Now let's add another view, or you can just keep on adding new tasks and widgets over here too. So let's say you want to add a new task. I'm just going to name it IT for now. and I'm going to create task. And look at that, it created a task over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see the task. Here's the task. And you can see what tasks they have an issue in. So we can see IT has an issue. You can change it to done. Look at that. It changed it to done. And you can change this to done also. And this is just the battery view, as I told you. And it tells you how much work is done and how much is not done, basically. And then you can just keep on adding more widgets like chart. So look at that. It creates a chart for your groups and for your work. And obviously, like, all of these are accessible. You can change their settings. You can change their sizes. Like, let's say you want to make this smaller. Look at that. You can move this over here too. Like, let's move it here. Let's make it smaller. Let's add more widgets. This is a numbers widget. And basically, you can see budgets and hours from several boards in one place. So select number column to start. So what you can do is just give them the number of the column, and accordingly it's gonna start the number widget for you. Then you can also add more things, like we have just added battery. You can add the Gantt chart. Like, this is like a mini Gantt chart. It's not too big, but yeah, you can add a Gantt chart like this, and it just makes it look much better. Look at that. Like, you have a whole timeline with stuff, and you can also move it if you want to. Like, you can move it accordingly, you can change its settings accordingly, and much more. Now, basically, you're probably wondering, like, we already have a Gantt chart view, and we also have a chart view. Why do we need this, the dashboard view? They call this the dashboard because it's like an easier, accessible, small way to check your main table view. Like, let's say you're stuck on main table, you quickly go to dashboard, you scroll down to your Gantt chart, you're like, oh yeah, that looks good. Then you come up here, you can see your chart and battery view as well at the same time, and then go back to your main table. So yeah, it's just an easier and quicker way to view your stats and stuff like that. Now, if we were to go on the plus sign again and go on add view, we can, let's say, go on, let's show you the chart view. Now, this is obviously the chart view that we just saw in our dashboard, and yeah, it's just an easily accessible view. You can just increase its size just to make things easier for you if you can't see properly. Then you can also go, here's the main game changer. This is the Kanban view. Now, the Kanban view is the most, you could call it the most important view, because obviously most people learn project management on this. Like, people, even like Trello is famous for the Kanban view, because Trello is really easy to use, and most people, not most people, like 99% of the people use the Kanban column in Trello. So Kanban column makes it like really easy. Like, it makes it so easy, I can't even stress more upon it. So let me show you why it's so easy and why it's so simple. You can name tasks, you can assign them, you can give the tasks comments, you can do more settings for it, you can change the people for it, you can name different groups, and you can name different statuses. And once you've done that, you can also add tasks in here. And let's say this person is working on this task. Now, this person is done from this task. If they were on the main table, they would have to go on status, they would have to click on it, change it. Like, it's not too long of a process, but it takes like a few seconds. But in Kanban, all that person needs to do is they're just gonna drag it and drop it. There we go, that's it. Now their status is done. So, and let's say someone is stuck, or like someone is stuck in these tasks and they're doing it, and they can just drag it back, and like, if they're like not stuck now, they can bring it back on working on it, and yeah, they're working on it now. And let's say they're working on it again and they become stuck again, they can bring it back here that, yes, I'm stuck, and then the admin can add comments that what are you stuck in, please do tell me, this is how you fix it, and blah blah blah, you know, all that stuff. And then what you can do is, obviously, this is the stuck section that I showed you. Once someone is done, again, they can just start adding their work into the done tab. But yeah, basically that is how simple and easy it is to use your Kanban board. So I'm just gonna redistribute these. There we go. Yeah. And again, as I told you, you can just add a task like task 46, add that, and look at that. That is how simple and easy it is to use the Kanban board. So that's why I told you that Kanban board is the most important thing when it comes to the project management softwares, like two things, the main table and your Kanban board. And then obviously there's your Gantt charts as well. Like you can use these to like easily set the time, easily set the tasks, and much more. But this is obviously over this, I would prefer the calendar view. Like I would always prefer the calendar view over this. And you can obviously get the calendar view by going into the main table and integrating it with other apps. I'm also going to get into the integration and all these board power-ups and whatnot. So please do keep watching. So now that we've discussed all the views and how to add tasks and how to remove them and how to change the statuses and how to, add, like, assign it to people, now let's discuss more things that come with the Monday.com features. Now, obviously, this is our main workspace. You can add more workspace. Like, let's say this is your main workspace for a company in, let's say, Belgium. But let's say you also have a business in the UK. So all you need to do to make a workspace for that is just click on add workspace, and that's it. That's how you add more workspaces. And now you have two workspaces in one place. How cool is that? And if you go and add over here and add, you can add new boards. Like, let's say this board is for your, let's say you're creating a RAM chip. So this is for your RAM chip, but you want to create a new board for maybe a processor you're creating. So you can create a new board for that. So let's say I want to create a new board, and you can just call it processor. You can keep the privacy to whatever you want. And yeah, that's basically how you create new boards for different projects of yours. You can make new dashboards, you can make new documents if you want to, and you can also choose from their templates. This is also a great feature. Like, let's say these are the templates for Monday.com, and obviously these templates come with different integrations as well. Like, it has integrated different apps for us according to whatever our work is. Now, obviously our work is in like the product management place. So what's going to happen is it's going to give us all these different like product development template, agile project management. And as you can see in agile project management, it has the Kanban board. There's project portfolio management. There's project requests, digital asset management, and much, much more. So let's say go with the agile project development. Like, you can see how it looks if you like what you see. Like, this is what it's gonna basically look like, but this basically just looks like what we did, so I'm not gonna go with that. Let's go with product development because it has all these different integrations. It has GitHub, it has GitLab, PagerDuty, Zendesk, Jira, Slack, and Microsoft Teams, which is amazing. So if I like what I see, you can choose whatever workspace you want to bring it in. So you can do this, and let's say you want to bring it in a new workspace. I'm going to do it in that. Like, I'm not going to ruin my main workspace for now. I'm just going to mess around with a new workspace. So once I do that, what it's going to do is it's going to load me up into my brand new workspace, and I'm just going to wait for this to load up real quick. And once it's done loading up, I'm going to show you more features regarding Monday.com, and I'm also going to tell you about the different power-ups that you get that they were showing in the top right, and they also have different integrations and automations. So as we can see, our board is now loaded up, and here we are. So this is obviously our template board. Like, this is a board they have created for us. So as we can see over here, we have all our tasks. We have our group, which is called Sprint 2. And these are tasks. These are the comments. If we go and add conversation, look at that. Monday.com. Welcome to the software Scrum development template, and much, much more. Look at that. Monday has added its own comments to, like, warm up to us. We can see what's the role of the person in this. So like the dev role, or maybe the design role, product role. You can change that if you want to. You can change the status. You can change its priority. Like, let's say you want this to be on a critical priority, this to be low, this to be medium. You can keep this to be best effort, like take as much time as you need, but just give it your best effort. Yeah, basically that is how you can set priorities. You can also set the type for your task. It could be craftsmanship task, it could be like a quality task, you want a feature task. And the estimated SP could basically be SP is basically your story points, which can be changed from days to hours by changing the titles and units. So the estimated SP you get for doing this task is 0.5, this one is 1, and much more. So yeah, that is how you can work around with these template columns. And obviously over here, you can see you can add GitHub links for better things. You can add unplanned. You can add item IDs dependent on. You can add the epic information. If you don't know what these things are, you can just go on information. Like as you can see, showing connected items from roadmap board. Link the task to the corresponding epic. Task description: as a user, I shall be able to do this, and the acceptance criteria, and much more. This is your main table view. We were obviously seeing only the sprint view over here, but this is our main table view with all the other sprints in backlogs. And obviously, as you can see, there's different tasks over here. So you can add more things. You can change these if you want to. If you go in Kanban view, look at that. Look at how cool the Kanban view looks. You can change these from ready to start to in progress, waiting for review, pending to deploy, done, backlog, next sprint, and much more. You can go to tasks assigned to, and you can see the people the tasks were assigned to. You can go in sprint planning and see all the plannings for your sprint. Look at that. Look at how cool that looks. Like planned story points for upcoming sprint 3.5, capacity planning, breakdown priority. We have our charts over here, our pie charts, and we have the sprint chart over here. So yeah, that's how these things work. Here's your current sprint progress. Like we haven't done anything, so obviously it's 0%. And here is your backlog. So backlog is obviously your table, like your current sprint and backlog table, and much more. Now this is obviously one board. As I told you, you can create more boards. So that was your sprint board, but this is your roadmap board. And you can obviously change your settings for the roadmap board as well. So here you have your roadmap board. Over here, you can change your views, like change it from your main table to maybe a Gantt view. And in your Gantt view, obviously, as you can see, you have all these different views like this. So again, as I told you, you can just change your Gantt view by dragging these things here and there to just make it easier for yourself. And here's obviously your default view, which is your main table view. So yeah, these are all the things that you can do to work around with maybe your charts and stuff like that. And you can also see it has more boards with more views, and you can just take inspiration from these because obviously these are great templates, and these templates are used by great large scale industries to maybe, properly hold out their projects and tasks and much more. So these are all the views, these are all the different boards and tables and much more. So yeah, you can take inspiration from these and you can do much more around it. So now that we've talked about how you can get different templates, as I told you, you can just go on add workspace, and once you go on add workspace, you can just add it through templates, or you can just create it from scratch, how I created my main workspace. So in your main workspace, you have this board. So obviously we're going to go here, and as you can see, I created this from scratch. So you can just create it from scratch if you want to. You can add all these views, and again, you can just keep on adding more boards if you want to. You can import data from different places as well. As you can see, you can import a CSV file from your Excel. You can import Google Sheets. You can import your Asana maybe if you want to, as something from your Trello board. Zendesk, Jira server, and much more. Like you can import all these things. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Then obviously, if we come here, this is your work management section where we are right now currently. Now if we come here, here are your comment and notification section that you'll get for maybe if you have any settings changed or something like that in your app. So you're gonna get notifications for that over here. And if you go in your inbox here, you're going to get different emails, like this email you got from like a person at monday.com, like, hi John Leahy, we're so glad you're here, blah blah. You're going to get those stuff from here. And if you go in my work here, it says welcome to my work. Here's everything assigned to you in one single place. Quickly customize it to match your needs. If you go on got it, Obviously, you can customize these things, like customize these tasks and much more and stuff like that. Now, let's say if we were to go on apps, what does the app section do? If you come on apps, here it says your work OS is limitless, discuss powerful apps and integrations to perfectly customize your workflow any way you want. So here we are in our customize app section, and let's work around with the stuff over here. So obviously, you're probably wondering, what does the app section do? You can basically add these apps into your project management to make your project management easier for you, and I'm going to get into that in a few seconds. Before that, I'm going to talk about all these features that you see on the left. So if you go on invite members, as I told you, you can invite different people to your project management board and obviously work around with them. You can invite them using email or copy link, as I told you in the beginning of this video. You can search something if you want to in your board. Like if you can't find anything, you can just search it over here. And like if you were to change, like many people are also picky with the settings of these things of theirs. So first of all, you can also change the theme to maybe a dark theme if you want to change it to a dark theme. Look at that. You can change it to a dark theme if it's better for your eyes. You can change it to night theme, and you can just change it to whatever you find better. I find the dark theme best. So once you do that, if we go back to our main settings over here, you can see you have all these different things like my profile settings. You can import data, as I told you, from different boards and maybe from your Excel and stuff like that. Here are your integrations. Here are the developers for your board. Here's the recycle bin. For example, if you delete some project or delete some board, you can recycle it from here. Here's your archives. For example, if you've archived something, you can bring it back from here. Here are your administration settings. Here's your team settings. Like for example, if you want to kick someone or maybe set someone's designation, you can choose it from here. Here's your explore section, where there are your app marketplaces, the Get Mobile app, the Monday.lab shortcuts, and much more. And obviously there's the upgrade icon. Now, if you don't know what the upgrade icon is, let's go over here and let me show you. Basically, Monday.com has 4 different plans, and you are currently on a 14-day trial. So the 4 different plans, as you can see in front of you, are the basic plan, the standard plan, the pro plan, and the enterprise plan. Now, the basic plan is basically $8 per seat, or $8 for 1 seat per month. So for example, obviously you're going to need to choose a team size. Let's say if you have 100 seats team. So for that, obviously you're going to have to contact them. But let's say if you have a 15 seat team, 20 seat team, I think you can go up to like 50. At 50, they're going to give you a contact us. But let's say you want 40 seats. And for that, obviously, according per seat, it's going to be $8 per month. And what it does is it's going to give you unlimited free viewers, unlimited items, unlimited boards, 200 plus templates, over 20 column types, iOS and Android apps, and you can create a dashboard based on one board. Then obviously there's the standard plan, which is the most popular because it's only $2 more than the basic plan, which isn't like too much. And we can see that it's $10 per seat per month, and it includes the timeline and Gantt views that obviously, and yeah, here you can see timeline, Gantt view, and calendar view that we couldn't get in our free trial. It has guest access to itself, and it has 250 actions per month when it comes to automations and integrations. And you can create a dashboard that combines 5 boards. How crazy is that? Then there's the pro trial, which is like the current trial we're on right now. And we can see that it's $16 per seat per month. It includes standard and plus private boards, chart view, time tracking, formula column, automations with 25,000 actions per month, and integrations with 25,000 actions per month. And you can create a dashboard that combines 10 boards. That's the coolest thing that you can get in these features. And then obviously there's the enterprise plan. It's for teams, businesses, and organizations wanting to maximize growth and scale fast. And obviously for that, you're going to have to contact them. And you can see that it includes pro and all these things like enterprise scale automation and stuff like that. But this is obviously if you're a very large scale industry. Now, if you're over here, you can compare all the plans and features if you want to, and you can ask them these frequently asked questions and stuff like that. But yeah, now let's discuss about three things: the board power-ups, the integrations, and the automations. So first of all, let's take ourselves into the board power-ups. These are your board power-ups with, like, you have different board views, dashboards, automation, integration, and app marketplace. This is basically a shortcut to all the things that you had over here. So let's say you want a shortcut to your board's integration. So if you go in integration, here we are. And in Integration Center, you have all these different apps like Twilio, Typeform, MailChimp, Zendesk, PagerDuty, and much, much more. You have all these different apps that you can work around with and obviously use these to integrate with your Monday.com. And obviously you would need integration if you want to maybe import data from these to maybe your Monday.com board. And you have all these different types of apps like Slack, GitHub, and Trello, all places where you can add all your workspaces and stuff like that. And you also have MailChimp or your Gmail, maybe if you want to integrate it and accordingly send emails to people. You have your Jira, your Slack, Zendesk, Zoom, and stuff like that. And down here, you can see all the features that can happen with these integrations. Like, let's say you were to integrate your Monday.com to your Slack. When an update is postponed in this item, send it to your Slack channel. You can integrate your Zendesk with your Monday.com. When a ticket priority changes to something, create an item and sync future changes from Zendesk, and much, much more. Like, look at this. This is your integration and automation, and how cool is it? Like, look at this. And it has like hundreds of automations and integrations. Like, this is one of the coolest features that Monday.com brings you. And trust me, I have used this and it works like a charm. So please do remember to use it. And those were the integrations. Same goes for the automations over here. Like, first, obviously, you'll integrate, then you'll automate. Like, every time period, create an item. When status changes to something, create an item in board and connect boards with column. Or you can even create a custom automation for yourself. So yeah, you can do all these things to make life easier for you. And if you go in board power-ups and go on apps marketplace, you can also, as I told you, add different apps. So let's say you want to add an embedder app. So you can just use Google Sheets for it. Or let's say I'm going to find a better app. Let's say you want your very own AI for creating campaigns and stuff. You can use AIs. If you want a different SMS board, you can choose these apps and much, much more. You have tons and tons of things. You also have a charts and diagrams app. Like, if you don't like the charts of like, if you want to create proper diagrams, you can choose this app and start creating proper diagrams, like, because it follows a good work ethic and stuff like that. So yeah, those are all the things and features that you can do to work around with Monday.com, and obviously do as much as you can with your Monday.com. So yeah, now basically, if I were to give my verdict, obviously, as we can see, Monday.com is a cloud-based platform that allows businesses to create their own work management tools and applications, obviously. And it has a great CRM, or a customer relationship management. And it has more features like project management, software development, human resources, and much, much more. It is excellent for small and mid-sized businesses because it has an intuitive and visually appealing interface with self-explanatory names given to different elements, as you can see, groups, tasks, and stuff like that. And if we were to discuss the pros, Forever Free Plan is available for only up to 2 seats. It's modern, intuitive, and the visual dashboard is amazing. As you can see, it's highly customizable, as I told you, and 200 plus templates for creating boards and automations, which I showed you. If you go in like over here and go and add Workspace, you can create it with a totally new template, and you can also go in automations and see all the automation templates. And if we were to talk about the cons The cons are that the pricing plans are a bit confusing because of the per seat plans. It's a bit strange. And the minimum team size of 3 is for paid plans, and the 14-day trial is for paid plans. Like, it doesn't quite make sense, so that's a bit of the cons, but apart from that, it's amazing. So, like, at a glance, if we were to discuss it, the free plan is included. The paid plan starts at $24 per month, minimum 3 seats. Pipeline management is included, analytics tool are included, third-party integrations, mobile and desktop app, custom dashboards, document library, email marketing, multi-currency support, get app rating, G2 rating, trust radius rating, and much, much more. We can see all of that is included and has a lot of great things. So its basic features such as file storage, activity log, embedded documents, and integrated mobile apps are available for all plans free or paid. As your team expands and your needs grow, you can opt for higher plans that have more features for your team collaboration, views and reporting, customer support, security and privacy, administration and control, reporting and analysis, and much, much more. And obviously, you can use Monday.com for different things as well, like, as I told you, CRM, software development, human resources. But in retrospect to project management, you can use Monday.com to plan and track your projects, set deadlines, assign tasks and resources, monitor progress, and track your metrics. And obviously, if we were to talk about its alternatives or the feature partners, it has Salesforce, Pipedrive, and much, much more. And if we were to talk about the features inside the project management aspect, you have project planning. Basically, you can use Monday.com to create project plans, set deadlines, assign tasks and resources, and track your progress. You have project tracking, where the feature helps you track metrics such as project budget, burn rate, and project velocity. You have project reporting, where reporting tools give you visibility into your projects and help you identify issues and risks. And then obviously you have project templates, where Monday.com comes with a library of project templates that you can use to jumpstart your projects. And yeah, there's just much, much more that goes on with the whole pricings and everything. And it all, at the end of the day, depends on what you want to do. And you can come and explore it just to, make life easier for yourself. And if you were to talk about the security, it adheres to strict security standards, including multiple ISO protocols, HIPAA, SOC1 Type 2, and much, much more. It maintains a multiple defense layers such as firewalls, DDoS mitigation, rate limiting, NIDS sensors, advanced routing configuration, and logging of network traffic. So it's great for your security, like no need to be intention for getting hacks or anything. And we have already obviously discussed the pros and cons, as I've told you, and the reviews. If you were to see its reviews on different and various sites, you'll see that people love it. Like, this Monday.com project management software is loved everywhere. Like, people always give it way above 4.5 stars out of 5. And it works like a charm. It works amazingly. It works great. And I recommend that you start using it today. Because if you're at the search for a great PMS, then Monday.com is for you, because it is an amazing PMS and it works like a charm. So yeah, that's basically it for today. That was all the tutorial for when it comes to a great PMS, which is Monday.com. Now, if I have left anything out, please let me know down in the comments below and I'll get back to you, and I'm going to tell it to you as soon as I can. And if you have had any query or issue related to this video, please let me know that as well, and I'll help you straight away. And if you want to see more videos and long tutorials like this related to anything that you want, please let me know that as well in the link below, and I'll make one for you as soon as I can. But yeah, until then, if you enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And please do remember to share it around with your friends and family, or anyone in need of a video like this. But yeah, basically that was all from me. I hope you all keep having a great day, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.